Hello and welcome to EV Review Ireland. My name is Derek Reilly. Today we're talking about the BMW iX, so let's get started. Today's video is sponsored by our insurance partner evinsurance.ie. As well as excellent rates, they have specific cover for electric vehicles and are great for company cars too. If you want more information or to get a quote, click on the link in the description and also on the screen. So we're going to be talking about the front of the BMW iX, the side, the rear, inside, the usual formula that we have here on the channel. So this is a ground up EV. At the top you've got a lot of instruments clusters right above the top of the windscreen. Moving down you've got these lovely lines on the top of the bonnet. It's raining but we're going to get over that. Inside here is where you put your window washer, and you've got that blue iDrive around the BMW ring. And then you have the controversial, whether you like it or not, the kidney grille on the front of it. Not a grille, because it's all closed off. It's what they call the intelligent panel. You've got your camera at the front here. And a lot of people were wondering about, because it's a solid front, if you're driving through snow or freezing fog, will the sensors get covered up? But they have actually a heated element inside that. Another feature that they have on here, it's a self-repairing panel. So if it gets any stone chips, etc., it will repair itself with a bit of heat, either sunshine or with a hairdryer. Moving down then, you've got your active air intakes at the bottom, and that's for your battery cooling, because this is totally sealed off. You have LED lights, and they can be laser spec'd as well. The model that we have here today is the xDrive 50. Moving down along the side, this actually has a drag coefficient of 0.25, and you can see that there are some styling elements down along the side. You have the 20, 21 or 22 inch wheels. You've got some wing mirrors with the indicators built in. You've got these flush door handles with the sensitive handling underneath. Moving down along it, so the height is the same as the X6. The width and the length are the same as an X5. You've got your charging port at the back here with AC/DC, CCS. And then we're moving down along the back to the rear. A lovely clamshell bonnet. You've got some BMW identifiers down along the back. You've got your kick opening. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it did for me. And in here then, lots of space. And when you knock the seats down, you've got your solid parcel shelf at the back here, and you also have storage in underneath for your cables. You don't have a front at the front, and you can start to see that carbon fiber cage that's slotted around. You can drop the seats at the back here as well, and you've got your power tailgate at the well. Let's get out of the rain. I love these lights at the back here. You've got your identifier as to what model iX it is. And you've got a lot of blue accents around here. On the black model, there's a lot of gold into it. Let's have a look on the inside. The BMW iX comes in two models at the moment, the xDrive 40 and the xDrive 50. 8 external colours and 6 interior colours. The xDrive 40 comes at a price starting off in Ireland of 85,815, and the xDrive 50 has a starting price of 112,895 euros. It is the 5th gen eDrive system, so they're electric motors. Next gen cockpit. It comes with the BMW operating system 8th series. BMW are very proud of this because it is produced with 100% hydropower from renewable sources near the factory. On the inside of the BMW iX, from the door all the way over, it's all brand new. So on the door itself, you'll see some crystal adjusters. You'll see the memory presets. You've got all your identifiers. It's a push button to actually operate the door opener. You've got your sound system, which is Bose and Wilkins. This is their diamond surround sound system, and there are speakers everywhere. They are visible. They are diamond dome tweeters. They are invisible inside the doors. They call them Shy Tech. They are in the headrests. They are in the backs of your seats. The 4D tactile bass. When I was listening to the radio, I didn't know what was going on. And then it's also in the base of the seat as well for bass. It's an amazing sound system, the best I've ever heard. And hopefully you'll hear it someday too. Moving over then in front of my knee, you've got your headlights, automatics, good sized door pocket. It is a kind of a squished octagon steering wheel, and that's all to do with making sure that you can see the driver display. That's a 12.3 inch screen, and the central infotainment screen is a 14.9 inch screen. lots of new information on that, lots of new apps, etc. And you can control it via voice, you can control it via the steering wheel, and you can also control it via the jog wheel down here as well. Touch sensitive haptic feedback with that crystal kind of effect. Start stop button, you've got your different drive modes, reverse, neutral, drive and brake. With the D or the drive, it is adaptive, and the B is a one pedal driving. You've got your electric handbrake, you also have your auto hold. Choosing the screen up here with this crystal jog wheel, you've got your volume button as well, and as I mentioned, you've got that wooden clad, really nice feature, lovely touch. And underneath then you've got your wireless charger, you have your cup holders, you've got your 12 volt, and you've got 2 USB type C's, because that pops up through that slot there, and that's where you can put your mobile phone. You've got your glove box over here as well. Not the biggest in the world, but it'll be plenty big. That curved screen comes around and faces the driver. You've got the BMW armrest, the split one, plenty of space in underneath there as well. And I believe that there's chargers, there's definitely a light in there. I'm not sure if there actually is a charger in there. Really comfortable seats, heated and cool seats. Let's have a space in the back to see what it's like back there, but overall quality and finish, this is the top of the top. Up on top you've got your sunroof that self-tints with the touch of a button. Really nice feature. You also have access to all the different lighting options inside as well. Your drive modes are in here as well, with your sport or efficiency, and then you can set up a personal one. When you go into sport, the seat hugs you. So let's have a seat in the back to see. This is set for me. I'm 6'2", 187 centimeters. So let's have a seat in the back. Before we jump in the back, I just want to reference also there is an internal camera built into the head unit. It is good for remotely viewing inside your camera. You can take a snapshot of you and your family, and there's also an anti-theft recorder option there as well. Sitting in the back, you can see with that seat set for me at 187 centimeters tall. Look at the space here. Look at the headroom, and even with the panoramic sunroof, we've got some attachments here. You've got your coat attachment at the back here. You've got your magazine holder. You've got full dual zone climate control. On this side then you have the option of a bench. If I can open it. There we go. So that is a table with a drinks holder, and you've got in the back of the seats, you've got 2 USB type C's in the back of both seats. You also have ISOFIX, you have armrest, you can pull the whole forward, so it's ski hatch all the way through. Really nice fabric on the seats, and that light, as much as it's a grey day here against the Bavarian mountains on the near the Austrian border, the quality of the feel, really good. Nice seats. And heated as well in the back. Great size doors, ambient lighting, overall a really good package. If you think this car may be for you, you can submit a EV specific insurance quote by clicking the link on the screen or in the description. Model I was driving on the day was the iX xDrive 50. As I have already covered, the output is 385 kilowatts performance, and it can charge up to 195 kilowatts with the charging curve on screen there of 0 to 80%. Now that the embargo was lifted, I can talk about what's it like to drive. I've already had it from Munich airport over to one of the BMW factories, about an hour and a half's drive, and now I'm on the way to the hotel. It's about 2 hours drive away. So I've had a couple of hours drive in it, and not all motorway, some windy country roads as well, so I'm happy to report back. I will look forward to getting this in right-hand drive, because my brain is trying to remember what side of the road I'm on over here. So when we get it back and it is on right-hand drive, we'll have it on the channel again. But if this is the flag bearer, if this is the technical what's happening within the BMW space, and if the technology and the features that are in this are going to roll down to the rest of the ranges, BMW are in a good place. Very comfortable, but you'd expect that for a car of this size. And speaking of size, it is X5 width, X5 length, X6 height, so it is substantial on the road, but that's the only connection with the X5 is in reference to the size. This is a ground up brand new electric vehicle, carbon fiber cage, space frame, aluminium space frame, and they've taken the learnings that they've gotten from the Rolls-Royce that they make in the same factory, Dingolfing, I hope I pronounced that right. And so this, compared to an X5, and I don't like you to do that in the channel because I don't really care about the X5 to be quite honest, but this is 50 or 60 kilograms lighter. Specifically today, we're going to talk about what's it like to drive. Beautiful. A lot of integrations with Apple. So when I got the car this morning, it was an iPhone I got given, because that's the key, because you can have your digital key now in the iPhone. Sat in, literally walked up to the car, and there's a strip of LED lights underneath the bottom of the window here, and the actual lights as well, little welcome signature. Sat in, off I go. Dual mode, all-wheel drive, air suspension in this one, and this is the xDrive 50. There is an xDrive 40, and there will be an M60 coming out as well. Differences between the two: the xDrive 40, the entry level, will have 240 kilowatt motor, bringing about 326 brake horsepower. That will have 630 newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 6.1 seconds. That will have a WLTP of 425, real world about 350, 360, and top speed of 200 kilometers an hour. This is the BMW iX xDrive 50. So your bells and your whistles. So within that, it has 385 kilowatt across both eDrive motors, giving you a 523 brake horsepower. It will have, this has 765 newton meters of torque at peak. It gets to 100 kilometers in 4.6 seconds. It's fast, and this isn't even the M. It will have up to 630 kilometers of range, because the battery sizes between the two, I'll stick them up on the screen, the xDrive 40 and then the xDrive 50. But this will have a range, a WLTP range of 630, real world probably about 550, and again it has a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour. So comfortable, seats are amazing, 3 different drive modes, and they're all operated through this lovely timber-clad touchscreen interface. So the modes are sport, and when you go into sport, the seat hugs you a bit better, everything gets a bit tighter. So you get your sport drivetrain, your driving dynamics, your steering, your dampening, your seat support that I talked about, and then you have efficiency. So there's a couple of, it's good to have those drive modes. Also, you have the iconic sound that you can turn on, and that is enhanced when it is in sport mode. Very capable on the road, beautiful driving position, not too high up, but just high enough. Solid, obviously low center of gravity, like a lot of electric vehicles, pretty much all of them. It has the octagon with the kind of a flattened top and bottom, and that's all to do with making sure you've got full visibility on the 2 screens. It's a 12.3 in front of the driver, and then it is a 14.9 central infotainment system, and that is touchscreen, but you also have the crystal jog wheel down here with the volume button, and you also have gesture control as you're driving. You also have, hey BMW, cool me down.
Of course.
So that's going to automatically then drop down the temperature. Interesting, you have your seat adjustment on both sides in this kind of crystal kind of formation. You've got memory seats in this model, and you also have lumbar support. Driving, you've got heads-up display, nice and clear, great size. And what I really like about this is they have the augmented reality, but they don't put it on top of the heads-up display. What they utilize is they turn that central screen, and they use the camera on that, and it shows you, the camera is used just behind the rear view mirror, so the wipers are clean it all the time, and it has a augmented reality, and it projects it onto the feed that's coming through from the camera. Really, really like it. Great sound system, whether you want the iconic sounds on or off, but instant torque. 360 cameras, camera on the dash, camera in the front and in the rear, and on the ring mirrors as well. Yeah, it's good. And when people ask me what I was reviewing, I said it's the iX. Really, so what I was saying was it's the electrified X5, but it's not. It's like a bigger premium, more premium i3, really. It's the bigger ex-brother of the i3 rather than an electrified version of the X5. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the comments what you think. The drive selector is again, so the start-stop button is this crystal effect. The drive selector is your reverse, neutral, D and B, so your drive, and then your your second stage is your more regenerative braking. So that's one pedal driving, whereas your D mode has adaptive regenerative braking. And what we mean by that is it's obviously using all the sensors, it's using the map, and so it can see a car in front. When that brakes, it knows that you're going to be braking as well. When it knows that there's a roundabout coming up, it starts to slow you down using regenerative braking. When it sees traffic lights ahead, it can use regenerative braking. So it's the adaptive regenerative braking. Really good when you're out and about, and I flick it into B then when I'm around the urban towns that I'm passing through here. Just a reminder that today's video was sponsored by evinsurance.ie, who have excellent rates and specific cover for electric vehicles. For more info, click the link on the screen and also in the description. Let me know what you think of the driving impressions of the BMW iX, whether you think you'll be interested or not. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the like button. And remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thanks so much for watching.